What is going on, guys? It's your boy Big Dyllan. Welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. So basically today I want to go over the beta and give my final impressions of the beta in general. You know, my final thoughts and opinions on it, what's good, what's bad, what needs fixing, so on and so forth. Again, this is all my opinion, so again, if you have a completely different opinion from mine, that's completely and absolutely fine. Don't take anything to heart, you know what I mean? Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, as I'm always interested to see what other people think about the game. So first things first, this clip right here, I mean, we can gladly say that the connections have been fixed in Destiny. I mean, you know, one hit melee by a laggy hunter, I mean, just absolutely flawless gameplay right there. But anyway, on a serious note now, let's just get straight into it. So starting off with the PvE side of things, so we're going to start off with the story mission. So the story mission I thought is absolutely great. It sets the scene perfectly, and I hope that all the other story missions in the full shipping game are actually similar to this, in the sense that they're all, you know, full of cutscenes, they're action packed, they keep you on your feet. You know, I just thought this is probably like the best story mission we've ever had in Destiny. You know, like Destiny 1 it started to get better and better, especially when Taken King released, but, you know, pretty much after that it was, you know, it was good, but it could have been a hell of a lot better. And I feel like in Destiny 2 they've really set, you know, the level at such a high standard. So definitely huge improvement from what we've been playing in Destiny 1 in my opinion. The strike, great also, really liked it. I think I played the strike over like 80 times so far, just trying to grind for gear and stuff like that for all three of the characters. Absolutely loved it. No real complaints, other than teammates standing still. I don't really know why people would be standing still in a Destiny 2 beta, but you know, it is what it is. Another thing that I really liked about the strike was the length of it as well. It's quite a lengthy strike. Yeah, sometimes on average it can take, like, I'd say anywhere from like 15 to 20 minutes on average, especially if you're solo queuing and you're not playing with any friends. About 15 to 20 minutes average, which is really nice. I feel like, you know, having an increased strike length is really good, because in Destiny 1, even when I was solo queuing, I could sort of speed run them pretty much myself in like 5 minutes. So it's definitely nice to have the strikes be longer. Another thing I liked was the 3-stage boss fight. I really liked that. The one thing that triggered me though, obviously he's got like 3 segments to his health bar, to indicate, you know, like how much damage you've done to him. But like, can he change the phase? Like, once you've taken a third of his health bar off, like one segment he'll take the floor away, then the second segment again he'll take the next floor away. Because at the moment you sort of like, you get him down to like where it's just about to be like a third of his health, and then he'll take the floor away before. It's just like, it's just an OCD thing, but you know, it'd be a nice improvement overall, I think. Next thing that I think needs addressing is ammo drops in PvE. I don't think any ammo really drops enough. Power ammo again is quite scarce, you never really seem to get it. Even primary and energy weapon ammo was quite a scarce thing. I was running out of primary ammo quite often, didn't really get it, seemed to be getting it. Mainly noticeable when I was on my Titan using that Sweet Business chain gun. I'd run out of ammo like all the time, and then there was times where I had no energy or primary ammo, and there was none on the floor. So it's definitely, again, that does need fixing, because I shouldn't be running out of my primaries, you know what I mean? They're the weapons that I'm having to use constantly, and if I don't have ammo for them, there's pretty much no chance of me getting any kills. Next thing I'm going to go over would be weapons dealing a little bit more damage in PvE. I feel like a lot of the times you just sort of sat there spraying bullets into enemies. I feel like it would be really nice if, you know, we could deal a little bit more damage. I feel like that's one of the main complaints so far that I've seen from a lot of people, is that a lot of the enemies just seem to be tanking and tanking and tanking. Especially when it comes to sort of like the gladiators, at times you can, you know, be just sat there spraying, and I mean absolutely spraying, you know, clips off into them. So yep, that would be the next thing that I'd like addressing. Abilities in PvE as well, I think should charge faster. I feel like this is the thing again. I think Bungie need to separately do PvE and PvP, because granted PvP I feel like is okay with the abilities and everything, but I feel like in PvE, it's a little bit of a dry experience. You don't feel like you're a unique guardian. You know what I mean? You get a grenade like, what is it, like every minute or so. You maybe get like two or three supers in the strike, compared to like what would be, you know, maybe 5 or 6 if it was Destiny 1. You just don't really have those awesome independent moments anymore where you feel like a badass, and I feel like it'd be really nice if we had more of those. So yeah, that's just PvE side of things. Getting onto the PvP, I think quick play for one needs connection based matchmaking, so I can actually just relax and chill out, maybe test out a new weapon, maybe, you know, mess around and just, you know, just have fun. I feel like Destiny's lost a lot of its fun factor over the years. You know, in year 1 of Destiny, you could just sort of go in Crucible and just not really care. But you know, after one sort of Taken King launched, you know, everyone was starting to run stacked because of skill-based matchmaking and so on and so forth, and it just sort of ruined the casual experience. You know, you've got the competitive playlist, and I think skill-based matchmaking should be in the competitive playlist. That should be the place to where you go for your best competition, the close games, you know, where intensity levels are high, where you have to be, you know, working together well as a team. I just feel like they've not separated the two. You know, I don't really see the point in having a quick play and a competitive if the experiences are, you know, the exact same across both. You know, I mean, some of my sweatiest games have actually been in quick play. To put that, you know, pretty plain and simple, but I don't know. I feel like it definitely does need improving. Getting shot through walls, I think, also needs to be addressing. Again, this might not be able to be addressed because of obviously, I don't know if it's like 10-tick servers. I don't know if it's because of 30 FPS. I'm not too sure, but again, it can get quite annoying when you do get shot through walls. It's happened to me quite a few times already, and it would be nice if that could be something that could be fixed. The skill gap in the game is really high as well, which I absolutely love. Outgunning people is so satisfying. Getting into gunfights constantly is so good. Yeah, there was times in Destiny 1 where you'd go a game or multiple games without even getting killed by a primary. You know, it'd just be an icebreaker, then a sidearm, fusion grenade, super, sidearms, icebreaker. Yeah, it was just annoying. For me personally, after playing the Destiny 2 beta, I can honestly say that I don't even want to go back to Destiny 1. Like, plain and simple, I don't think I'll be playing Crucible in Destiny 1 at all. I'll maybe do some strikes here and there, but I don't think I'm going to be playing Crucible in D1 just because of how bad it is compared to what I'm happy with, you know. The next thing I'm going to go over is melee registration. Melee registration is absolutely out of whack. The amount of whiffs you get with your melees in Destiny 2, at least the beta, is insane. I feel like the registration of melees definitely does need to be a hell of a lot better. So yeah, that's something that does need addressing. Also, health recovery as well. Now this is a little bit of a touchy topic. What I mean by health recovery is, it feels like, well, no, sorry, it doesn't feel like, but this is a fact. Like, if you get into a gunfight with someone and they end up killing you, especially if you're playing quick play, if you go straight back to that person, you will be able to outgun them because they wouldn't have been able to regen their health quick enough before you can respawn and get back into the fight. So health recovery for me, it needs increasing. I feel like you should regen your health faster to prepare, obviously, to be able to prepare and get in and out of gunfights better. I just feel like, you know, at times you're waiting there so long for your health to regen. So that would be another thing that I'd want improving. Now, getting into sort of like the overall sort of stuff of the game, of a lot of people's concerns. You know, I've heard a lot of people saying Destiny 2 is just a reskin, and my simple answer to this would be, you know, what do you expect? You know, it's a sequel to a game. You know, it can't be completely different. You know what I mean? It's, for example, you don't play a Call of Duty game and then expect the next one to be like completely, like, way different. You know what I mean? Like, Call of Duties are just reskins year after year with different maps and different weapons. kind of what Destiny 2 is going to be. Okay, that's just the way it's going to be. You can't change it up too much because then obviously the people won't like it, and then you can't change it obviously not enough to where people are just going to be like, oh well, it's just a reskin. I feel like the balance is just absolutely perfect. I feel like it's changed enough to where you have to learn something new, and I'm really liking it. For me, again, I think a few supers could do with a buff, mainly being Arcstrider. Arcstrider definitely needs to be addressed. I feel like Arcstrider is definitely one of the weakest supers in the game as of right now. I feel like it needs some sort of a movement ability when you're in the super. I don't know if you want to increase the movement speed. I don't know if you want to give it blink so you can close the distance quicker. Because right now, Arcstrider is definitely lacking a distance closing ability. You know, so definitely I feel like... I mean, for example, in the Striker Titan, when you are sprinting in your super, you go really fast. Maybe add that into Arcstrider. You know, that amount of sprint speed, maybe that would be pretty cool. The next thing I'm going to go is ability cooldowns. I feel like in PvP, the thing with abilities is that they've been hit twice. They've been hitting cooldowns and they've also been hitting damage. I feel like you only need to hit in one of them, and for me, not having one hit abilities anymore is perfect. I shouldn't be getting stuck and then just die straight away when an enemy just runs away from the gunfight, you know what I mean? I feel like the damage of the abilities is fine, but I feel like we should get them a little bit more often, so then people can play a little bit more independently. You know, you can sort of break enemies' setups in the Crucible. That's what abilities are used for now. It's to break people's setups. It's to make, you know, make the enemies' setups weaker, be able to push points, and I just feel like abilities overall, you know, cooldowns could be a little bit better. Supers, for one thing, definitely need to be quicker. Now, I don't think you should get your super for standing still. I feel like every kill you get should give you a bigger chunk of your super bar. You shouldn't just, you know, get a super for doing naff all. Every kill you get, give it a bigger portion of the super. A simple and easy fix. Maybe to the stage where we're getting maybe like 1 or 2 games. Like if I'm doing really good in a game, I want to be getting my super like 2 to 3 times. You know, to sort of set me apart from the other players. You know, if I'm going off in a game, I want to be able to get my super to show my, you know, to show the dominance in the game. Another thing I would say is flinch reduce on all weapons. At times, if the enemy shoots you first, it is insanely hard to be able to actually like come back in the gunfight because of the flinch. And a lot of people have actually already been complaining about this. I feel like it could be something that needs to be addressed in, and I choked a breaker right here because of his crispy hunter jump, sorry. So yeah, flinch maybe could do with addressing. I mean, I wouldn't be too bothered if it wasn't addressed. I don't mind flinch, so it's okay, but I feel like at times it can get a little bit annoying when, say, sort of like an enemy lands their shot first, and you can't even recover and get into a gunfight just because they landed the first shot, so you sort of have to like back off and regen. Now, one of the main bugs that I actually encountered that I would like to have fixed would be when I went into the quick play playlist, into control, when I'd actually spawn in, like, everyone was invisible. Like, I couldn't see my teammates, I couldn't see the enemy, couldn't see them on my radar, couldn't see the objectives, couldn't see anything. And then, like, say, after like 30 seconds, like, everything was visible again. You know, the enemies were visible, my teammates, parama, objectives, everything. It was really weird. I don't know what it was, but it was happening to everyone in the game. It wasn't just me that was having the bug. It was all my teammates and the enemies. So that's something that I think definitely needs to be fixed in the final shipping game. Obviously, Bungie have already come out and said that this beta that we're all playing is like quite a few months old, so definitely, you know, they've already said that a lot of the changes that they have done are a lot of the changes that we are all complaining about, so that's something really good to be looking forward to, that they've actually sort of already done a lot of the changes. But yeah, overall, beta, absolutely awesome. definitely, in my opinion, leaps and bounds and miles better than Destiny 2. I mean Destiny 1, what am I even saying? And I mean, I don't even want to go back to Destiny 1, to be honest. Destiny 1, I already know, if I was to go back to Destiny 1 right now, and I was to play Crucible, say if I was to go into a Clash game, I'd maybe get hard aimed by an icebreaker off a spawn, then I'd maybe run in again, I'd maybe get, you know, like, stuck by a grenade, and then I'd get, you know, maybe sidearmed, and then I'd get double meleeed. You know, it's just, overall, I mean, Destiny 1 for me, I don't want anything to do with it anymore, really. Like I said, I'll be doing like raids every now and then. I might do some strikes here and there, but Crucible for the most part for me, and Destiny 1 is going to be completely done, because it's completely pathetic. And Destiny 2 definitely has set the bar extremely high. I just feel like people need to be willing to adapt and change into the game. I feel like over the years of Destiny 1 we've just been so mollycoddled as to what we want. Bungie have already made it really clear that they're trying to improve the Crucible. I feel like a lot of people are complaining because they don't feel as good as they were in Destiny 1. And for the simple fact, you know, to that is just that a lot of people are struggling because they don't have a pair of thumbs. You know, they can't get kills. There's a lot of people, for example, that I've been matching a lot of people that I used to play against in Destiny 1, and they were actually pretty decent in Destiny 1. You know, they'd get a lot of kills, they'd go positive. And when I'd match them in Destiny 2, I mean, some of them were goosing, some of them were just getting absolutely farmed. So it's definitely, the skill gap is leaps and bounds above anything that we've ever seen before. So yeah, that's my final opinions on the beta. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm always interested to see what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.